So, I once read this passage from Charles Dickens' novel, The Hard Times. And in this passage, there was an extremely mean, meticulous, and strict teacher named Mr. Gradgrind. He treated his students like objects rather than actual people. And one day, he came to school and he was taking roll call. And he didn't know who girl number 20 was. So he said, "Girl number 20, get up." And she did. And he asked her a series of questions from who her parents were to what they worked as. And girl number 20 said that her parents worked with horses. And I don't really think she knew exactly what she was talking about. So Mr. Gradgrind asked, "What is the definition of a horse?" And she wasn't able to thoroughly define a horse. So another student got up and said, "A horse was a four-legged animal with 20 teeth, a tail," and he kept going on with these technical and boring terms for a horse. So if you've ever been around horses, or you've been around horses yourself, you would know that a horse is an extremely bold, energetic, and friendly creature. And those are adjectives that you would describe a horse with, because that's what brings the true spirit of a horse out. Similarly, in our education system, students feel like they don't have enough passion and ability to be creative and innovative, because school steals all of these aspects away from them. From memorization to standardized testing. Unfortunately, more than half of kids have faced teachers like Mr. Gradgrind, who focuses mainly on the facts, and that's not what school's about. Furthermore, standardized testing doesn't really help with the fact of this. Even the founder of standardized testing himself said that intelligence is too broad of a subject to be determined by standardized testing. For crying out loud, he was the founder of standardized testing himself. This should tell someone something. But if I told you there was a way we could fix our education system, would you believe me? It might take some sacrifice, but I think it's possible. It's 2019, and literally every aspect of our lives are on technology. The first iPhone only came out in 2007, and right now it's 2019. It's been 12 years, and we've adapted to such a new lifestyle. But if we spend so much time in technology out of school, why bring that in school? Yeah, I understand there are so many benefits to technology, like being able to communicate with people in a much easier way, but we forget to realize that so much technology takes the ability and the connection between us and the physical world, meaning face-to-face communication, which is such a big part of life in general. Because what's the real reason we go to school? We don't go to school to learn the quadratic formula or every philosophical aspect of To Kill the Mockingbird. The real reason we go to school is to be able to solve problems and overcome them. Because in our future, we're gonna have so many obstacles that we're gonna have to overcome. And that's the real reason we go to school. So the first part of that is collaboration. When we're older, we're gonna meet people from all different types of backgrounds, all different types of people, and we're gonna need to be able to communicate with them. And that's collaboration. So we should focus on that in schools rather than competition. Right now, we focus so much on GPA, school rank. We're all trying to grab onto each other and get to the top. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's at the top or who can memorize the most information. It matters who learns the most and who can take that information and apply it to the real world. And that's the real reason of school. So if we make sure that students be creative and collaborate with one another, because when you pass ideas back and forth, those ideas turn into even greater ideas. And that really good idea can solve a problem. And when a student solves a problem, you get that good feeling, like I can actually accomplish something, and I can actually do something. So then true passion comes. And when true passion comes, a student can be unstoppable. Like I said, and I was talking before, memorization and education are two completely different things. Education comes from the root word eduso, the Greek root word, and that means to bring out. So if we bring out all of these different abilities from our students, then this generation will have an extraordinary future. Thank you.